holding my hand too tight.
Sam, I'm not holding your hand.
Greetings and welcome to Region Free. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by Sam, Stone, and Darren of Subjective Perspective Collective. How are you doing tonight, guys?
Yeah, we're all right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're
pretty
doing
good.
all right. Doing good.
Oh,
A lot of enthusiasm there.
Yes.
Sun shining, bright out. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I have news. So, you know how I'm very short and my husband is very tall, and I need him to reach things for me because obviously he's a tall bastard. Well, guess what? I found an equalizer.
Ah,
Yeah, I finally have my own grabber. Now I can turn the light off in the bedroom all the time, whenever I need to. And now it's just a matter of time before I can get better grabbers to get the stuff off the shelves. So we're getting it.
I was gonna say heavier stuff. The shark can't handle the heavy stuff, so
I know.
you still need him.
He tries, but it's fair.
Do you have him do the Big Show sort of like pose when he has to grab something?
I should.
Now, there you go. Sorry, Chris. You're going to have to amuse her with that every day of your life going forward. So,
Well,
there you go. A little bit of fun. Shout out Chris in the chat. JG, everybody. Good to see you tonight. Ben, Shadow Ben, who have to look at your comments separate because you're a troublemaker. It's good to see y'all tonight. So yeah, unfortunately, a topic we didn't want tonight because it broke last night. R.I.P. Sam Neill. Man.
Yeah, huge loss.
Massive loss. I mean, when you look at his body of work, there's something for everybody. I mean, we all grew up with Sam Neill in some way. I mean, Jurassic Park, one of the all-time blockbusters, Possession, which we were talking about, Event Horizon. There's just so much work from him. Do you guys remember when you first discovered Sam Neill? Do you have any movie memories you'd like to share?
ooh, actually, I mean, definitely the first time I saw Sam Neill was Jurassic Park, because I definitely saw that in the theater. But I think the first time that I actually remembered that was Sam Neill was probably in The Mouth of Madness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, another banger. I can't remember, the first thing I saw him in. Ironically, I don't remember what the first movie was, but probably Omen. But how about you guys? Do you have any specific performances that stand out with Sam Neill? There's so many, I know.
Before Jurassic Park, I mean, I think the one movie I saw with Sam Neill was a movie called A Cry in the Dark, also known as Evil Angels, starring Meryl Streep, and it's based on a true story about an Australian woman who believes her baby was kidnapped and ultimately eaten by a dingo, a wild prairie dog. And this was a massive controversy in Australia. And he played Meryl Streep's husband in that and was terrific. But then I saw Jurassic Park and I realized who he was by his name and everything. I'm glad I saw In the Mouth of Madness last year for the first time. Sam Neill was great in it. I did not love the movie personally, but he was great in it. I mean, it's worth it for his unhinged performance, but I didn't. The funny thing is, early on when he's like Sutter Kane, isn't he the guy that writes that horror crap? You know, and later in the movie, it just was like, okay, this is the kind of horror stuff I was kind of expecting from a guy named Sutter Kane. So I had fun with it. I just didn't love it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend A Cry in the Dark. Check that out. Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd say The Piano, which was the same year as Jurassic Park.
I saw The Piano when it hit VHS. Yeah, with
Anna Paquin was the daughter, yeah.
She won the Oscar at age 12 for that.
Yeah. Holly Hunter, Harvey Keitel. Really good movie.
Really good movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely The Omen 3. I first saw that when it came out. We were talking like backstage about possession, and that kind of blew me away. And I've only recently seen that film in the last 2 years or what have you. But yeah, Jurassic Park, there's lots in there, you know. It's very sad. I didn't even know he had cancer. But apparently it was suddenly, so I'm thinking a heart attack or stroke or something. And you don't realize he's 78 years of age. Like, you keep forgetting he's that old, you know.
Yeah. I'd be willing to rewatch Jurassic Park 3, which I remember being one of the better sequels. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I know they brought Sam Neill back for the third film. And I think Dominion, like one of the Jurassic World films, I think they finally drudged him back up about a few years ago.
Jurassic Park 3 is kind of iffy because you know what? Like, I don't really care for Lost World that much except for the end sequence.
Right.
And Jurassic Park 3, I guess, probably has a slightly stronger story, but it's also not really a good movie for me. I mean, it was just kind of like you got kind of off on the wrong foot when you had the dream sequence and then the talking dinosaur in it. So maybe too early in the film.
I think the first Jurassic World was really good. I'm probably like over Jurassic Park movies at this point, but they're making an attempt at making a new dinosaur thing with Last House on Oak Street.
Oh, the end of Oak Street. Yeah.
The end of Oak Street.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that. Written and directed by David Robert Mitchell, who gave us It Follows and Under the Silver Lake, which I particularly loved.
It's a great movie. Yeah. Yeah. Under the Silver Lake's like one of those A24 gems that nobody really talks about. It didn't do so well, but it is a fantastic film.
It's the only time in A24's history where I say they fucked up. They fucked it up. They buried it for no reason. They gave it no marketing. They didn't even give it a Blu-ray initially. They just put it out on DVD.
Yeah, I think it got like a BDR. They didn't have faith in it, unfortunately. But
they didn't like what it said about Hollywood underneath the surface.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of a rough time for that to come out.
Exactly.
Sure.
Very rough time.
But Sam Neill, like I said, go revisit some of his classics and also some of those gems that he made that you maybe haven't seen. Because believe me, there's a lot there. We could do a whole episode on Sam Neill if we wanted to. He's so prolific. And yeah, watch something on his filmography that you have not seen. There's so much. It's such a huge body of work, and he was a very talented actor. So,
was he in Dead Calm? Can you remember?
Dead Calm, yep.
The Australian film. I thought so. That was a big one growing up for me as well, watching that, because it's definitely got like slasher elements to it, and I'm a big slasher fan growing up. But I remember him in that. Yeah.
I should have dug it out, but I actually have a copy of Dead Calm signed by Billy Zane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met him and he signed a copy for me, and he loved talking about it because of the fact that there was actually an alternate ending regarding his character. So I asked him about that, and he was very gracious to be talking about that because nobody ever asked him about that before.
That surprises me because that was kind of a big film in the UK anyway when it came out. But no one talks about it now.
I don't think in the States it was that huge.
Yeah.
Because it was an Australian-made movie, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Billy Zane's one of those actors. Like, I'd love to talk about anything but fucking Titanic. It's probably his attitude towards.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, don't
things.
mention that toupee. The worst toupee in film history was in Titanic.
I've made 200 films. Please ask me about something else. So, all right, R.I.P. The memory will live on for a long time. So, recent watches, and we'll also talk Evil Dead Burn. Although I think I might be the only person who saw Evil Dead Burn.
You might be.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I am.
Well, we should say Lorne liked it, right?
Lorne did like Evil Dead Burn.
He will Beetlejuice him. Don't Beetlejuice him onto the stream. He'll be like, no.
Didn't he give it
Get
like
on
a
you,
B
Lorne.
minus?
Get on you, man.
He gave it like a B minus, didn't he?
Oh, did he? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, he was mostly positive.
Mostly positive. Yes.
Mostly positive. Well, okay. Well, why don't we start with Evil Dead Burn? What do you think of it, Dan?
Yeah.
I overall loved it.
Okay.
So I was very excited when they announced the director, Sebastian Vanacek, French director. He did this movie called Infested. It was a spider film. And I could kind of see in my head, I was like, I really hope he kind of brings a sort of French extreme vibe to it. And he kind of did. It's one of those movies. I've gotten to look at some reviews since we recorded ours a few days ago. People need to let go of Bruce Campbell and the sort of, the humor, the slapstick style of those movies. I love them as much as you do, but it's a new era with these films. I don't think you can recreate that. The worst thing they could do is have a Bruce Campbell clone come in and just kind of try and remake Evil Dead 2. I just think that's a really bad idea. This movie is mean. It's a very mean-spirited movie that has balls, does a lot of things that you don't normally see in a bigger, American production. And overall, I was very impressed. Like all the other Evil Dead movies, it's an assault on the senses. Once all hell kind of breaks loose, it doesn't let up. I was very, very happy with it, and I wasn't too sure whether I would be or not. But yeah, like most Evil Dead films, the story, it's not the deepest, but I enjoyed our lead actress. I don't know how to say her name very well, but Sohila Yaqub, who played Alice. She's very interesting. I enjoyed her performance quite a bit. And little bit of CG, obviously, modern movie. There's one thing towards the end I wish had been practical, but that's like my only complaint. Overall, this just felt like a proper, relentless horror film. And I'm glad a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. Again, I noticed a lot of the more negative reviews, just they kind of want that Evil Dead 2 Army of Darkness vibe. And
yeah,
my answer to that is Bruce Campbell did, you have 3 awesome movies that he starred in, and you have 3 great seasons of Ash versus the Evil Dead. So you have that. And I hope people go out to the theater and support it. I know Wrath is supposed to be a prequel, so it's going to be set in the 70s. So I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that. But go out and check out this movie. I do think you guys will enjoy it. And the gore is gnarly, so there's some very nasty, uncomfortable gore in this one. So the gore hounds should be happy.
So is it tied to the other film? Sorry, Stone. Is it tied to like Evil Dead Rise and the Evil Dead remake? Or is it just like a standalone?
No, it's tied to it. In fact, when you see it, there's 2 scenes after the credits that you'll want to stay tuned for. Not exactly what I was expecting. I was certainly expecting another character to show up, possibly. So it wasn't exactly what I was thinking, but the dislike camp is gonna, I think, fixate on the fact that it is dark. It's another one, deals with grief. That tends to be the best horror nowadays. So but if you take it for what it is, it's a kick-ass movie. I really liked it. So
do you think it's going to do well at the box office, though? Do you think it's going to do as well as Rise? Or
I have not. I've been so busy with our wrestling thing coming up that I haven't even checked the box office reports. It's not a massive budgeted movie, so I don't think it needs to like slay at the box office or anything. But yeah, I mean, Wrath, though, I believe is already filmed, or they're pretty deep in the filming process. So,
oh wow, okay.
I always have to throw that out, though. Like, everybody loved Bone Temple, but they didn't go and see it in the theater, and that made it kind of 50-50 whether we would get the final chapter. So go out and support these movies in the theater.
How well did Rise actually do, though? Because at first I thought it was okay, but I ended up hating that, and I hate the remake in general as well. So do you think I'd just go into this and I still got a chance of liking it? Because the last two films, I will say, are just not.
You'll like it better than Rise, but I don't know. Okay. What's your favorite Evil Dead? The original?
Oh man, the original by far. Okay. I even like Army of Darkness over 2, but that's I'm weird like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say the original 3. It's not like with the remake. I don't know. I just completely threw me. I was expecting so much different, and then you got the whole like drug thing at the start with the I just couldn't get into it. And I've tried a couple of times with that. I've watched Rise twice as well.
Yeah, that one kind of dealt with addiction. This one's kind of domestic abuse, and how that factors into it. The one thing that I think this had going for it for a lot of people is it's an isolated house in the middle of nowhere, so it does have that old school Evil Dead vibe. I know with the Rise, the fact that it was in the apartment building didn't play for a lot of people, and in fact, Todd said it's like I felt like I was just watching a weak Demons 2 remake more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Actually,
I could see that.
Watching Evil Dead Rise today, so because I wasn't going to go see Evil Dead Burn because I never saw Rise because it came out like 2 weeks after my mom died. And I was like, nah, fuck that. So now 3 years later, here we are. I tried to watch it and it was kind of like, man, I got Poltergeist 3 vibes also from the setting, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, but at least they didn't say Carol Ann in every line of dialogue.
Yeah. I mean, here's me being extremely fucking old. I turned it off about halfway through because it's so dark. The movie, it's shot so dark, I could not see it, and I just gave up. And these glasses are new. They're 3 days old, and they have bifocals. I did my job. I did my due diligence.
Well, there you go.
You did the right thing, I think.
I mean, the stuff that I saw was just
Yeah, I always throw out this movie Wither, which is a really good Evil Dead kind of feel to it. Wither is very good. I think you'd like it, Darren, for sure.
Is that a Swedish film?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a really good kind of Evil Dead adjacent film. So check that out. But yeah, there was a little bit of comedy, Barney, with the grandma. So this wasn't like humorless. I mean, it's definitely a heavier story, but the granny had the dentures scene, and they give a little bit too much away in the trailer, but the whole drinking of the candle wax was pretty wild too. So it's a good time. I was impressed with it. I had a great time at the theater. What else have you guys watched lately? New movies or new discoveries? Do you have any to share?
Well, I went to the theater. Oh, go ahead, Darren.
No,
Sorry.
you're good, son. Go.
Oh, okay. I went to the theater to see 2 films. One of them was an Evil Dead Burn, though. To start, I did see, just because I am a quasi fan of the character, but I did in fact see the new Supergirl.
I did too.
Yeah, I am a fan of the 1984 film with Helen Slater, and I also like the TV show with Melissa Benoist as Supergirl. They did 6 seasons of that, and so with this new one, I had my reservations. I didn't know if I wanted to see it in the theater and whatnot. Just imagine a Mad Max version of Supergirl, where she basically does battle with intergalactic sex traffickers.
Yeah.
and that's basically what the movie is. I thought it started out very well. I thought for the first hour it was very, very strong, and then it just kind of petered out. I think that the actress Millie Alcock, I think she's getting way too much hate, in my opinion. I mean, she wasn't the problem here. It felt a little too generic, and I guess maybe in our oversaturated superhero climate. But I wish that it had. I just wish it had more fun with the story a little bit, because I mean, sure, we have what's his name is Lobo.
Jason Momoa,
yeah, and I like seeing him, and I liked his performance, but it really felt like this story needed like a shot of energy. And the big disappointment for me is that it's from the director of what I thought was the #1 movie of 2017, which was I, Tonya, about the figure skater Tonya Harding. Yeah, it's from the same director, Craig Gillespie. So admittedly, I based it based on that. And of course, I enjoyed James Gunn's Superman from the year before. I felt like this was lacking some kind of punch, some kind of energy. I felt like they should have spent another year working on it. It felt like rushed at times, and it wasn't sure of itself. I think it's gotten way too much hate. But you know, go see a matinee if you're really gonna say. Oh, what's up, Sam?
Well, I mean, I can't really speak on Supergirl, but I mean, I feel like they kind of also should have spent another year on Superman from last year. Because like the movie, is it a fine Superman movie? Sure. Is it anything that is going to stick with me? No. And so I'm really not surprised that that's kind of similar with Supergirl. And it's just, I feel like a big part of the problem is that DC doesn't have a very good like long-term storytelling plans, right? You know, because that's part of what worked for Marvel is that, okay, eventually we're all going to cross over and get and do Thanos, and it'll be one big schmoz. And you got that payoff. And when have we ever really gotten anything paid off except maybe Batman versus Superman? And nobody yell at me because look, everybody's got their opinions about that movie. I'm not saying it's great cinema, but there was somewhat of a payoff. And I feel like when you're doing stuff like Superman and Supergirl, but you don't really know where they're going to be going in the future, I don't know if you can really drum up the same interest that's going to like be that's consistent, right?
Well, they're supposed to be in another movie called Man of Tomorrow or something next year. I mean, they're supposed to like, you know, bring their characters more together, and they'll be together, I guess, throughout most of the third movie. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what direction they're trying to go in and whether this is going to overall work or not. I mean,
it's not. I mean, just box office wise, it's definitely not. I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever. Like, I know there was like a lot of insane hate going into it, but man, just the story was the main problem. I thought Millie Alcock was good.
Yeah, she was. She was.
The way they wrote the character, there is a lot of time she spends just being drunk in the movie, and I know that's something a lot of people kind of commented on. The villains are, very just generic. I mean, they're kidnapping women and You know, they don't fully develop that. I've seen worse Marvel movies, if I'm being quite honest. Like, it's not the worst of the worst. It might entertain you well enough for the runtime. Lobo is very cool. That's like, I'm not a comic guy, but I did read Lobo. And unfortunately, this probably makes a Lobo movie a lot less likely, because this is definitely going to lose money.
Unfortunately, it bombed. It doesn't have any hope of making its money back at this point. It's just not going to happen. But look, I mean, you know, and I would say the same thing for the other movie that I saw recently, which was Jackass Best and Last. These are both of these movies, Supergirl and Jackass, they're perfect matinees. You know, go to the theater in the middle of the afternoon, relax, you know, just spend a minimal amount of money, and I think you'll have fun. If you're a Jackass fan, I will say that I think that this is not the best that they've put out, despite the title. But
it's a lot of old footage. Yeah,
I would say about 70% of it is new footage. 15% is footage we've seen before. And then another 15% is footage we've never seen before that's been like locked away in the Jackass vaults or whatever, including the very first stunt that inspired Jackass, which according to the movie, it's never been seen before. And I guess now was more than an appropriate time to do it. And the big difference between this Jackass movie and the last one, we get a lot of Bam Margera in this. And it makes perfect sense to me because, you know, these guys, they basically said, okay, you know, we can't do this forever, obviously, despite the title of the last movie. So this is basically their retirement movie. This is their benefits check. You know, basically, you know, they thought, okay, look, let's just compile something. Oh my God, the critics loved it. They gave it like 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like they loved this. They loved the last Jackass as well. Before they were always very, they had kind of a rotten egg mentality, I think, about these films, which I can understand, because that's the thing, is that they're not really movies. There's a string of stunts and skits, and it can get very disgusting, very, very bodily fluids and everything that you can imagine, and they will do anything for a laugh, essentially. But here again, I think it's worth a matinee if you want to see, like, okay, perfect example, like one of the bits they recycle is from the first movie, which is when they're screwing with people on the golf course with the horn. And, I didn't complain, because that's one of my favorite bits from the first movie is that, messing with these golfers, it's one of my favorites. And, but I don't have a lot of complaints, aside from the fact that I didn't see, I wish they would have used Rachel Wolfson more, or some of the newer guys more. But here again, it's just
she was just kind of there. Yeah, I was going to say
she did. She did spin the twister arrow when they, what they were wearing. I don't know. Did they all take laxatives and they were all like shitting in these? Like, what did they have on again?
The plastics. That was hard to watch.
That was man.
There's always something, and I was like, yeah.
When you're playing Twister and everybody around you is pooping, like
not recommended.
I think I forfeit the game at that point.
Right hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right hand.
Yeah, that was definitely the grossest. But it was good seeing everybody one last time. I mean, Johnny Knoxville, people forget, like, he got brain damage from that bull stunt.
That last bull in forever. Yeah, his doctor told him no more concussions. You can't take any more concussions, man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I also saw a movie called Affection, which is a sci-fi horror movie with Jessica Roth, the lead actress from the Happy Death Day movies. That I do recommend. I don't want to spoil it because it's kind of one of those, but I enjoyed that quite a bit. I haven't yet. I just got them. But Widow's Bay, I'm hearing nothing but good stuff about.
Yeah.
So I have access to the episodes now, and that's probably going to be my post region free binge. So I'm excited to watch that. Yeah, I saw Gail Daughtry in the Celebrity Sex Pass. That was fun. I know Ghost in the chat, you saw it and enjoyed it as well. That was filled with some interesting cameos. So if you want to laugh, I do recommend that. And yeah, I guess without further ado, we can get into our next movie, which Sam.
Fuck me with a hanging Chad. Can someone please help?
I mean, I would, but I'm out all me ammo.
Darren, grab up anything you can. Any trash will do.
Bombs a fucking way beastie.
Oh, I guess that was a nice try, guys.
Daniel Schein, manners. I'm going to have to ask you to back your furry ass all the way up. Hey, what'd I just say? Bad doggy.
Hey, Sam, where you been? And what the fuck are you wearing?
Took a spin through Lorne's back catalog, and even a few that are not published yet. That was off camera. The vest will make perfect sense in about 2 books.
2? Does that include the kids' book?
Who knows? Let's just deal with your puppy problem here. Then I'll drop the tea. Probably off camera as well. That's a lie. I drop tea on camera all the time.
So, Sam, I do believe your discovery of the year from 1990 and director Felipe Setbon, Mr. Frost. And
what is this movie, Daniel? Seriously, I have to use your full name.
For those unfamiliar, this follows a serial killer who gets sent to a mental institution, but inspires visions in the patients and the psychiatrist who is treating him. And he may or may not be the devil. The reason we're doing this one tonight is a random chat on another stream, and people were bringing up devil movies. And they asked me, what was the one Jeff Goldblum was in? And I was like, oh, I haven't thought about Mr. Frost in forever. So yeah, Mr. Frost. It's a thing.
The person that suggested that is Permaband from Region Free.
You hated it that much.
You what?
You hated it that much.
I really, really did. This movie is hard to get through, because again, I think we all make this criticism of Jeff Goldblum is that he's just being Jeff Goldblum and he's not doing it, he's rarely acting, he's just being Jeff Goldblum, right?
Yeah.
And some of that comes through here. I wonder if this was kind of like an early test run, because I haven't seen a lot of his older stuff, but this movie, I was so confused by it because I was like, it's 1990. It looks like it was shot in 1970. And and I feel like everybody else is speaking in a different language except for maybe Jeff Goldblum and Kathy Baker, and they're the ones that are in English. But I'm like, why would they do that? I mean, that
was shot in France. So
actually could be bad ADR. I mean, also, there's so much wrong with this. The guy that catches Mr. Frost originally, Detweiler. I could see that toupee from a mile away at the beginning of it. Fast forward to 2 years later, his beard is full gray. The hair still shiny black. I'm like, you couldn't even age the toupee. And then there's just a lot of the weird sexual tension between Kathy Baker and Jeff Goldblum because she's supposed to be his psychiatrist. But then she's got a romantic fling happening with the detective who looks old enough to be her father. And there's no chemistry between them whatsoever. And I'm just, I don't know. And like
it was the name, Detweiler. It's a ladies' man.
Yeah, but I mean, there is one great clip in this movie where Detweiler is talking to the psychiatrist. I can't remember her name, Dr. Day. So he's talking to Dr. Day, and they're in some sort of church. It looks like a church anyway. And he's saying that, you know, you've let evil into your hospital, right? And she goes, what do you mean by evil? And then it's just like an echo throughout this church. Evil. I'm like, okay, that's just with an echo, buddy. It's really like this movie is painfully bad.
What turned me off, especially, what really turned me off was the number of close-ups of all the actors' faces. I felt like it was half the movie where the director just felt the need to do a extreme close-up on every actor in every scene at every moment. I got so tired of that. I know this is going to be a weird comparison, but it made me think of not the remake of Man on Fire with Denzel Washington, but there was an original film in 1987. Not a lot of people have seen it, which has I forget his name, but it felt, even though it came out in 87, it felt like it was shot in the 70s as a French art house thriller. It's so weird. It's like, okay, there were a couple sets that were very nice that they probably got permission for, but a lot of it is just in like, you know, there was something ugly about the film visually that it was hard to explain. That it never drew fire once for me. I felt like all the actors were wasted, and I felt like it didn't have a single pulse or a single moment that did anything for me. It may be the worst film I've seen Jeff Goldblum in.
Yes.
It probably is. This is basically Michael Keaton did White Noise. Well, Jeff Goldblum did this.
I feel like that's kind of unfair. Like, White Noise is a much better movie than Mr. Frost.
Oh,
I never thought I'd say that.
You know what? I think I might have to agree with you. I'd rather sit through White Noise again.
The explanation was weird. Like,
the what?
I just don't like, the devil just doesn't like shrinks is kind of the...
He's not a very good devil. He let himself get arrested. Also, like...
Well, he wanted to get arrested, though.
I know, but it's just like, you know, I don't know. Are you the devil because you're doing a bad job of it?
I don't know. I mean, he kind of gets his way.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum was doing studio films by 85, 86. I don't understand why he did this.
Bathroom money.
Yeah. 90s.
When was this? 1990, was it?
Well, that's when it was released in 1990. I mean, who knows when it was shot? Maybe 88.
That's a good.
I was going to take a guess. It would probably be 88, but you know, it doesn't even look good on the level of like a decent made-for-TV production at that time. There was something so off-putting about it. How it was shot, how it was, the ideas. It just,
It was shot in 1989. Okay.
You get to see Jeff Goldblum choose some scenery. I actually thought the opening was kind of compelling when the cop comes over and it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm burying bodies.
Yeah. That's a good
Uh,
point, because it does have, there is something compelling that makes you keep watching it for a while, and then you're like, wait,
for like half the movie. Yeah,
it's like, hey, you're tricking me, you're not actually interesting at all.
I had a mild interest up until like the 30-40 minute mark, and then I thought, oh, this is just playing like a giant tease.
So End of Days, you're more End of Days guys.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
What's your ultimate devil movie aside from the obvious? Like your favorite popcorn devil movie, let's put it that way. Because we've seen Chuck Norris fight the devil. We've seen Dolph Lundgren tangle with the devil. We've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger tangle with the devil. And, we did not get to see any of them fight Jeff Goldblum as the devil, and that would probably be the ultimate. But
yeah, the only devil I tangle with is Elizabeth Hurley and Bedazzled.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go. I would say, I actually like. Was it Peter Stormare who played the devil in Constantine?
Yes.
I like his interpretation, even though I don't really like Constantine as a movie that much. But he's great.
The best scene in that is when Constantine starts rising to heaven, and he just reaches over and gives the finger to Stormare. Supposedly they're still working on a sequel, over 20 years later now. Ben's got a good answer though. Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate.
Oh, that's definitely true. You're right, Ben Grimm.
And Girlfriend from Hell. Yeah, that's a good popcorn devil movie.
I love Girlfriend from Hell way more than this.
Yeah, I dodged a bullet then with this one. I take it.
Oh, you did. Trust me, you did.
Yeah, I don't know
what it was. I had it all written down ready, and then I panicked then when Sam mentioned, before we come on, about Mr. Frost, and I was like, oh, shit.
No.
What's that one?
I thought Mr. Frost was completely worthless.
Yeah.
Completely worthless.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's I love the fact that, he's trying to out himbo Peter Weller, but I don't think that's possible, right? Because I was watching this. And I mean, Jeff Goldblum is very he has a lot of intention, right? When he's doing that kind of Blue Steel-esque look. But then if you watch Leviathan, that's Peter Weller's resting bitch face is just the himbo expression. So we might have to have a himbo off one of these days.
I know somebody that worked with Peter Weller, and he screamed at him and nearly flipped the table. So
this does not surprise me, but
he's got some strong energy about him. But Angel Heart also, yeah.
Ooh,
what's funny? I love that movie.
I was going to say Parallax just put up a good comment.
Yeah, I love that movie, but I don't know. De Niro's not the ultimate devil for me. I think I want a little pizzazz in my devil. I really like the way Pacino did it in Devil's Advocate. Gabriel Byrne is awesome in End of Days. I mean, he steals the show.
Oh,
how about Jack Nicholson and the Witches of Eastwick?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They didn't want to cast him in that. They didn't think Jack Nicholson was hot enough, if I recall on that. They just didn't think he would be able to.
Is that a pun?
Seal the
euphemism? Or?
Well, it's funny because it's Jack Nicholson is more about sex appeal,
right?
It's magnetism, right? That he has, even though and that's why he comes off as so attractive. He's probably just kind of he's kind of just an average guy, except for the smile.
Yeah, but when he's sliding on the bed in that silky bathrobe, and he tells Cher that he just loves having a little pussy right after lunch. I mean, wow.
Confidence.
Confidence, man. Yeah.
Nicholson's going to shoot his shot always.
Yeah, but Mr. Frost, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. It is. I can't say there's a single positive thing about it, except for maybe 10 minutes of Jeff Goldblum scenery chewing.
So Mr. Frost 2 next month?
Oh, God.
Was there a second
Absolutely
one?
not.
It doesn't exist. I just wanted to get a reaction.
There's a reason then why.
Oh, wow. Lorne with an interesting answer. Bill Cosby. Devil and Max Devlin. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, he did end up closest to the role out of the people we mentioned. So, I don't know. I haven't watched that in a long time. But so Mr. Frost gets a thumbs down. I still think I didn't hate it as much as you guys. I'm not going to say it's a good movie. It might be worth you watching just to see Jeff Goldblum chew the scenery. Maybe. I also like the beginning more.
So who picked that film to watch?
Well, me, technically.
Okay.
Somebody brought it up, so I was like, oh, okay, let's do that on Region Free. So sorry, guys.
Blame time.
Blame me. So, Mr. Frost, you can watch it for free on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, yeah.
So,
if you can stay awake.
So,
am I fucking dead? This looks like hell. Someone tell me it's not hell.
You're in a coma, Stone Gasman, induced by a succubus witch using sex magic.
Okay, so maybe worth it. I don't know, though. Hell for eternity for a little rock'em sock'em bimbo pinball action. Seems kind of extreme.
This isn't hell. This place is your mind's idea of hell.
It looks like a Dio-era Black Sabbath album cover.
Exactly.
Wait, who are you? I can't see anyone else here.
I'm your brain's idea of the voice of God.
That can't be. I've worshipped Anna Biller for years. Anyway, doesn't matter, I guess. How do I get out of here?
Behind you, at the top of the tallest basalt mountain, you'll find Le Manoir du Diable. Inside, waiting with a fresh deck in his claws, is Slick Licky Lucifer. You must challenge him to his favorite game and win, or remain here forever.
I mean, if this is all in my mind, then I'll stay here regardless, right?
You know what I'm fucking saying. Don't play dumb.
Fine. What's his game?
The most infernal one's game of choice is Uno.
So, going forward, Slick Licky Lucifer will be my name. Going forwards.
Slick Licky Lucifer.
So, that's awesome. So, Dark Castle. Something that I'm sure we're all familiar with. Some of the movies we might be jumping around a little bit depending what you guys are looking to talk about. But yeah, so 1999, I hear that House on Haunted Hill, one of my favorite Vincent Price movies at the time. I was stoked because 99, we're in the dead, just Scream era of horror, which I was not very fond of, as most people know. So that was one of those, I'm going to get something different on the big screen. And I was so curious how they would tackle a Vincent Price remake, because I grew up with Vincent Price. And yeah, so I'm who wants to go first? Darren, what first comes to mind for you?
So I picked this up a couple of years ago. Gizmo, my friend so it's a Norwegian edition, but it is English friendly. I'd never seen this one before. So yeah, this was the first time watch. I wasn't, it's very generic looking, like late 90s, early 2000s. I wasn't a particular fan of it, to be honest, but I like the opening with the Final Destination style opening. And it's got some good things. I like the performance of Jeffrey Rush. I think he does a really good performance.
Oh, he's so good.
He's almost like a cartoon character in a way. Like, it does feel, which we're going to come on to later, but this feels like an extended episode of like Masters of Horror to me. It just, yeah. And I've seen the original, but it's been so long I can't even compare the two. But there's some good stuff. You got K&B effects. There's a cool slasher style kill in there as well. Jeffrey Combs turns up towards the end, so that's always good. But no, I mean, compared to something like the Fog remake or something like that, it's a masterpiece. But in terms of like, yeah, it didn't do a lot for me, guys, to be honest.
Okay, I understand. I was figuring this wouldn't be as much your era for these sorts of movies. I will say, like, watching it again now, it's not, the awesome movie it was in theaters for me at the time. Like I said, I grew up with Vincent Price, so I see Jeffrey Rush, who, in my opinion, is as good as they come as an actor. Yeah, and the way he brought that William Castle, Vincent Price spirit to the big screen was just awesome. I think, like most guys my age, I was in love with Famke Janssen, so having her in it was also a plus. Really good cast. I mean, Ali Larder, one of her first big things. Taye Diggs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We get Chris Kattan, who is always annoying to me, but he plays Chris Kattan well. And Jeffrey Combs.
I love that. Okay, so I love that Dr. Vanica will just randomly show up throughout the movie, especially the part where, they do that first kind of like little montage, kind of probably 30 minutes or so in. You can see him walking around, in like Evelyn's bedroom. That's so nice. And also it's like Jeffrey Combs does not cut Jeffrey Combs a check for whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of the legends that's still with us, James Marsters pops up at the beginning. He's the cameraman.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, when they're shooting when he's fucking with people at the theme park. There's still something, I don't know, just really fun about this. Yes, there's some very dated special effects, but they still work for me. What can I say?
They're kind of cool. Yeah. Like some of the death scene scenarios and that are kind of cool, but it's time. I mean, K&B never really do a bad thing, I don't think.
I like that there's a lot of blood, just random blood in places, right? But not for, it's not like they're not doing it for all the death scenes. But it's really effective and, for creating a really creepy atmosphere.
Yeah, some good twists and turns. I liked what they did with the story. I really liked what they did with it.
I mean, also, but Jeffrey Rush, I think he held that movie down, dude. Like he was stepping on its neck. But I think probably a big, Dark Castle owes a lot of success to Jeffrey Rush just for that job as Stephen Price. Like, I don't think the movie would have been quite so well received if it weren't for that.
This is like that era where he was making just awesome movies and performances, like Schein, playing the Marquis de Sade in Quills, which is an excellent film. It's just a great display of his acting talent. And I think William Malone has done some very good work. JG, he's Parasomnia was another movie he did later. I mean, Master of Horror is always a little
stretching it a little bit.
You're stretching it a little bit sometimes with a lot of those guys, but that's a topic I forgot we were supposed to do tonight too, so it's up to you guys. If we're still doing that one, we can. Or we can roll it over.
They're pretty easy to remember, though, aren't they? The Masters.
I'm more than ready to talk about it. But Stone, what do you think when you hear Dark Castle? Because
I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, I actually got this topic initially. I was confused because I thought they were basically like remakes of movies set in dark castles. And
you went okay.
I was thinking initially of like The Pit and the Pendulum or something like that. But look, I'll be perfectly honest. All three of these movies I passed on when they came out in theaters. If it's the three I'm thinking of, House of Wax, House on Haunted Hill, and what's the other one?
13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did end up passing on all of them because of honestly, the bad critical reaction to all three of them. I've been dodging House of Wax for 20 years. And the reason why I have is because I love the original 1932 version of Mystery of the Wax Museum and the 1953 version with Vincent Price. I love them way too much. So I know that I know that I'm probably going to be disappointed either way. So sadly, I decided to pass on watching the films for now.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. House of Wax, I will tell you, that got a lot of hate because Paris Hilton was in it. That's cast
the reason why I didn't. Yeah.
She's cast perfectly. It's actually a really good slasher.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the better kind of slasher films of the 2000s. Like cast-wise, you say as well, you've got Elijah Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, Paris Hilton, Jared Pagaletti. But what I like about Paris Hilton is there's clearly a lot of jokes in there, you know, about her porn tape, which I love. Even her death scene is like related to her porn tape, if you think about it. And she's a good sport by all accounts, and she's one of the best things in the film. But I do like the whole lost in time thing as well. That town just lost in time, and that cinema when they're doing the cinema screening of What Happened to Baby Jane and got all the wax kind of models sitting down watching the film. It's kind of creepy. Definitely got like a Leatherface kind of TCM vibe to it as well. And the killer looked a little bit like the killer in the Toolbox Murders as well. Well, one of the killers, I say, Vincent. But I love it. I absolutely love it. I need to upgrade actually to a blue, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad it's getting some love tonight because I saw that in the theaters and I was like, what's everybody's problem? That was a really good slasher. I wasn't expecting it to be just like the Vincent Price film. You know, at that point, I've seen 13 Ghosts. I've seen House on Haunted Hill. I know they're taking a different, take with it. And I highly recommend it. And I feel like a lot of people haven't watched House of Wax for that reason. Paris Hilton or just the time Paris it was.
Hilton. Yeah.
It's really like she doesn't make or break the movie at all. She's there. She does her job. We're in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and a very good death scene for her in that as well. And
do you know what I think it doesn't work though for some people? Is the fact that it's, you know, a remake of that film. But if you look at it as a remake of Tourist Trap from 1979, that makes more sense. It's all I look at it like that. The Chuck Connors film, it's super. And it plays better for me just thinking of that. But if you compare it to the original, it's never gonna. Do you know what I mean? It's never gonna stand up or anything.
But it's not like as bad as like Black Christmas 2006 or something.
Oh, I hate the 2000.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah, I like that. I do.
Some people love that film. I don't know why. I just don't know why, man.
I mean, the original Black Christmas is god tier. So, it's not that, but I like that for what it was. And then, I think we all agree with the worst Black Christmas is.
The 2019 is the worst thing in the world.
I think 2006 takes it, you know, almost for me. There's not much in it between the two. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I think it shits all over the original.
I think it's like 2006. We really like doing a lot of extreme stuff, and there is a lot like Black Christmas 2006 is really like crazy with the eye gouges. It's just like you don't have to completely, out violence and out gross out, the 74 version, because the 74 version is beautiful on its own. It's just it's a lot there's a lot in 2006. It's just kind of yikesy.
We don't have to know what the whole story either. That's why Black Christmas works, because we don't get to know particularly everything that's going on. It's all mystery. Where they tried to explain everything in that 2006 film, and oh man,
with jaundiced skin. With jaundiced skin,
I mean,
like Christmas cannibal cookies, like
stupid. Yeah.
The panty drop scene, probably not graphic at all, but that was pretty gross. That's a very not Dark Castle, by the way, but just so people are aware. But it was an interesting okay, we're gonna make slashers nasty again.
It was kind of like, it reminded me a little bit of the last vestiges of the Attitude Era, where it's just like, how much shit can we throw at the wall to see what'll stick?
Yeah.
Now, what about 13 Ghosts? Is there any love for that? Because I'll tell you one thing I still absolutely adore about that movie is the set.
Oh my god! Absolutely. That's great.
Who's doing that now? Like, I go back and watch that movie, and again, I get it. Like, certain things, haven't aged as well, but just the fact that, and the actors who have talked about that set, I've talked to Matthew Lillard about it. one of the best sets ever made. It was just so cool the way it was just this. They built this glass house, and these movies really knew how to cast because you had F. Murray Abraham, who's a fantastic villain. Tony Shalhoub as the dad, I thought was very good, and you got Matthew Lillard in there, like. And one of the first DVDs where they had the little backstories on the ghosts, where they told you a little bit more.
That was the first DVD I ever bought. I think was 13 Ghosts.
Nice. It was an early one,
yeah. And that was the last time I seen it as well. I didn't see it, didn't have a chance to see it for this stream, but I remember liking it. But I don't think it blew me away or anything like that. What's the other one as well? There was with Catherine Zeta-Jones that come out around the same time.
The Haunting?
Oh, The Haunting.
Yeah, I always get them two kind of mixed up a bit as well, yeah.
That one is the shits.
That is terrible. That is bad, yeah.
Good cast, though. I mean, they had a fantastic cast, but the Haunting remake is the shits. That's the worst.
Talk about shitting all over a great film, then, yeah.
And yes, Shannon Elizabeth is in 13 Ghosts. She lied on Conan O'Brien and said it was her first horror movie. No, Miss Elizabeth. Jack Frost was your first horror movie.
Frost. Oh,
well,
she lied then.
I would not admit to that either. So
exactly.
Have a pass.
Sex scene with the snowman. I think she.
That's a raise from a memory.
It's a rape scene, though. It's not a sex scene. Let's. It's no. We don't need that in a. I really don't need a rape scene in a movie about a fucking, evil snowman. Like,
imagine the people that thought they were renting the Michael Keaton movie, which was out at the same time.
I remember seeing both at the store, and I was like, wait a second. Even at that age, I knew somebody was going to get them mixed up.
I'd rather take Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg.
Oh, that is a great movie.
I hated that as well.
Santa's Sleigh is amazing. That has one of the greatest opening scenes that I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow. I'm in the minority then. Honestly, I hated that one.
Whoa.
Okay. But yeah, I get it. That's not, that's definitely.
Everyone loves it though. All the reviews, everyone I see mention it loves it. Maybe I need to give it another go, but it's definitely fun.
Going to be your type of movie.
No.
I never saw Gothica with Halle Berry either.
I didn't mind that back in the day. Gothica,
it's a good one.
Yeah, like I didn't get a chance to see that in the theater. I had to wait until years later. I was like, man, I don't remember how. Do you guys remember how it did in theaters? Because it seems like
it bombed. I think.
I don't think it was a big hit.
My imagination, then I guess, because I remember it not.
I think that and go back and look, and it's like it made a bunch of money. So who knows?
I know, right? Like, there's a thing that exists. It's called Google.
Yeah,
just find that out right now.
It's no ghost ship. Your favorite, Sam?
Look, I'm going to blame. If Gothica didn't do well in the theater, it's purely Ghost Ship's fault.
Oh no, Gothica did do well in the theater. It did 141 million on a 40 million budget. So it did well.
Okay, never mind.
And this was before. This was pre-Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. We're talking about here.
Well, I don't know what Ghost Ship's fucking problem was. Actually, I do, but.
That did have one hell of an opening.
I was going to say the opening to that is fantastic, but it just goes downhill rapidly.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that because, again, this is one of those movies. I forgot Gabriel Byrne was in this movie.
The captain.
Yeah, I know. I completely forgot. I have no memory of him being in it. I've seen this movie at least twice. But
Carl Urban.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Carl Urban's in there, too.
He dies trying to feel up some ghost boobs is how he goes out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was somebody else.
Pretty sure it was Carl Urban that went out trying to feel up the ghost.
I don't know.
I'd have to go back.
Very fucking forgettable because you know how. Okay, so you know how like space movies and either on the ocean or underwater movies, they're the same movie. You're stuck on a ship of some sort, and you have very You have like the elements attacking you at every turn because you're in an inhospitable environment. So those are always the same movie. The thing is, if there's a monster, right, that you're also dealing with, then there's something that's menacing you. If you're just in a ship that's haunted, maybe go to another fucking room. You'll be fine. There's nothing like menacing you, so there's no action happening. There's nothing pushing this plot forward very well.
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest of the bunch. I love water-based horror, so I was super excited to go see it. And again, that opening where everybody just gets split into pieces was really set the tone, and unfortunately it lets us down. But
you know what I think is like, I think the problem is that you had to put the ferryman in at the last minute. That felt really just like thrown in there. And then you had to do, the reason why he's doing is XYZ. I'm like, can we just have a ghost story on a ship? But
yeah,
I'm upset because I understand that they were trying to do something different, but then they threw something, kind of half-assed in there at the end. And I'm just, I fucking hate Ghost Ship. It's one of the, it's not that I hate it. I'm not mad at Ghost Ship. I'm just disappointed. It's like that clip from America's Next Top Model. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
No, I remember seeing the poster art and, still being at an age where it's like, I'm going to walk into the movie and see the greatest thing ever. And unfortunately, the movie happened. But JG does bring up The Reaping. Yeah, right. I think that was Darkcast.
Hilary Swank had like a 7% Rotten Tomatoes score.
That's unfair. I really think I don't think it's a bad movie at all.
I didn't get to revisit that for the show, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, I also did not revisit it. I revisited it like years ago. I think we might have been talking Dark Castle on something. But yeah, I know. I need to go rewatch that one again. Also Gothic. I need to see if that one still holds up.
You guys think there's room? Like I've said this for years. I mean, probably even going back then, to actually get some William Castle showmanship at the theaters again. Like give me a buzzer on the chair, give me something. I don't know. Live
no live chickens during Warcraft,
probably
whatever that was.
The thing. I know what
Minecraft chicken war. I don't know. What people brought chickens to the theater? No, not like that. Not like
that. I mean, you could probably do that, but only in a boutique theater because how do you coordinate all of it?
Safety of the chicken too, I would think is
maybe like no live animals.
When I looked down Dark Castle Entertainment's filmography, there's only a few here that I have seen, but I think they're interesting ones. Whiteout with Kate Beckinsale, which is set
not good.
Not good. Yeah, I went as far as looked at the graphic novel for that. The graphic novel is way better. It's way better. There's a couple other ones here I've seen. I remember Splice. That I remember that.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
I really liked Splice, and then finally Unknown with Liam Neeson. And Bullet to the Head was Stallone. And then finally Getaway with Ethan Hawke and what's her name?
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Yeah, so those are pretty much the only ones I've seen. Really good.
Splice is great. Vincenzo Natali, who did Cube. Splice is fantastic. They don't really have that set identity anymore. So it's, you just get random movie.
Do you think they'll try to remake House on the Haunted Hill again?
Oh, I hope not.
I wouldn't be shocked. I just don't know what kind of take you would give it at this point now. Like, I mean, It probably will. I mean, we did get the sequel, Return to the House on Haunted Hill.
I forgot to revisit that because it was trash, but I will again at some point. Like, I remember being a hot mess, but that's about it.
You get a little more Jeffrey.
I've never seen it.
It's got Jeffrey Combs in it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you get more Jeffrey Combs.
That's been a while. Okay.
More Jeffrey Combs and a lot of gratuitous nudity in Return to the House on Haunted Hill.
Well, Dark Castle's pretty good about putting titties in their movies, honestly. There's a lot of titties.
There's a lot. Yeah, there is a lot of.
By these, today's standards.
Yeah. A lot of, dream sequence and ghost titties. So there you go, chat. Ghost titties should sell it for you. But I would be all for tackling some other William Castle stuff. Take a shot at it. A lot of people have nostalgia for these movies. Like I said, I had a surprisingly long conversation with Matthew Lillard about it, and he said it's shocking to him how many people still come up to get 13 Ghosts stuff signed. So, wow.
Huge.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably like next to the obvious with Scream and maybe Scooby-Doo. It's like maybe his third most signed item.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. I mean, it's a very good movie. And actually, what's nice about 13 Ghosts is it's like got a lot of the same like story beats that House on Haunted Hill did, so you've got your heavy, you've got F. Murray Abraham instead of Jeffrey Rush, and your comic relief, Matthew Lillard instead of Chris Kattan. I do think that as far as like what movie looks better, I think 13 Ghosts just slightly ekes out House on Haunted Hill, because there's a lot of the darkness is just kind of just looks like a cartoon now in 2026. But the sets in 13 Ghosts still hold up, although the end where it's the big like Zodiac wheel, that that still looks about as good as it did then, and it was kind of but those two are always like going to be neck and neck for me. And I mean, I think the only reason why I put House on Haunted Hill slightly above 13 Ghosts though is mostly Jeffrey Rush and more kills.
Yeah.
So I'm a simple woman.
Yeah, so let us know what you think. What's your favorite, not only Dark Castle movies, but what are some of your favorite early William Castle movies? Because I do wish we had more William Castles in the world. Give me some gimmicks in the theater, guys. Like have something fly above our heads. Something. I don't know. I want to see that P.T. Barnum carnyism in the movie theaters. So
I did when I got the text for Dan for the topics, I did misread it like Stone did as well, because I thought it was going to be all Dark House movies or something. So
we'll bump that to next month. So
I love that, the original to that film. But so I had them all ready, and then I went back, reread it, and lucky enough, I thought I was talking to Dirk. It might have been, and I realized then what it was.
And as an addendum, I was going to say I do have a Blu-ray copy of William Castle's last movie called Bug from 1975, which is pretty cool. Where these cockroaches are they set themselves on fire when they attack people. Yeah, I mean that actually would be ripe for a remake, I think.
I would love to see that. It's funny you bring up cockroaches because we're getting ready to do the Creep Show anthology death match at You've Got a Death Curse this month. So we were like, how do we bring Creep Show to life in a death match? And we're like, could we use real cockroaches for and obviously that was a no from the building.
Yeah.
So
All that stuff, yeah.
But yeah. They tend to.
Unless you do like a spot with a fake cockroach, you could probably.
We've got something planned.
Okay.
We got something.
Push, Darren! I can't do this shit by myself.
I am bloody pushing. Now that's a bittersweet symphony.
That's life.
Dan, sweetie, are you okay?
Doubtful.
Hey, are you birds okay? Danny boy didn't get a nibble on with any of your bits, right?
We're all good down here. No nibbles.
Thanks for the assist. You two up there bite and scratch free?
Shit, Dan wasn't nothing but a bitch, no how. He was just a sweet little Georgia peach with a tip more fur.
I think he just moved.
I think maybe you two need to come inside. At the min, straight away, now.
Damn! Harsh.
Sweet Georgia peach.
Harsh. Damn.
Also, I love how it's like every time we start talking about wrestling, we'll get a vignette that interrupts us. But you know what? If we just keep talking about wrestling, he'll run out of vignettes.
Run out of vignettes. Can only film so many vignettes. But so Masters of Horror.
Okay, I'm going to film my exit in that case. Since I did not do Masters of Horror and I need to bounce anyway.
That is totally cool, Sam. It was good seeing you, and we'll see you
good hanging with you guys. I'll be back next month.
All right.
Later,
Sam.
Good night,
Sam.
Good night. So yeah, Masters of Horror. I'm kind of curious to hear some of your guys' favorites. Darren?
Yeah, I can kick off if you want. So this series was basically the brainchild of Mick Garris. What he would do is he would get all these directors. Every year they would have this big meal. And they talked about, you know, pretty much doing like these TV episodes, maybe doing a TV series, seeing how that works out. All filmed like 1 hour slots. And what I'm kind of nostalgic with this a little bit is this come out just as I was getting back into collecting horror and all that again, the mid 2000s. And I was flicking through the channels one day, and it's like a cable channel in the UK called Bravo. And the first episode, it was the first episode week. So I thought I'll click on that, or I'll watch that. And it just blew me away. And I know many of the episodes, I think there's more good than bad.
I agree.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more good than bad. There's 26, and there was an unofficial third series called Fear Itself, which is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
But I can mention a few of the episodes. I'm not going to mention the obvious one because everyone knows I love Argento and Jennifer and Peltz, fucking superb. But I was going to talk about some others. So you've got Imprint, Takeshi Makai directed. This one was actually banned in the USA from coming out. I think Showtime banned it. I think Mick Garris sat down and he watched the preview of it and he said, there's no fucking way. There's no way this is going to go on US TV. But they showed it in the UK, like, it was weirdly enough. But it's set in 19th century Japan. You've got this American journalist. He returns to look for this prostitute who he once kind of had a love affair with. He ends up in this brothel that she used to work in and comes across this disfigured, kind of disturbing kind of prostitute who then proceeds to tell him through flashbacks about what happened to the love of his life. And I won't say anything too much, else, but it's really gory. There's a couple of scenes in it that wouldn't be out of place with like Hostel. It's fucking unbelievable that like they played this on UK TV. So there's that one. I'm going to mention like a couple of others. There's Dreams in the Witch House, which I absolutely fucking love. It's one of my favorites. Stuart Gordon, H.P. Lovecraft, obviously. So this one stars Ezra Godden as Walter, and he's this university student. He rents this kind of cheap room in this decrepit old kind of building. And he's kind of studying for this thesis. But this house is like tied to like this 17th century witch. And obviously comes through his dreams and all that. This one kind of blew me away. I think Ezra Godden is like amazing in the role for like a TV episode. It's unbelievable. It's kind of edgy as well because there's killing kids in there, and you got a good soundtrack as well with Richard Band, and the creature work is fantastic.
It is.
That I would say that's like the standout for me. That and Jennifer. But I will mention one more quickly. Incident on and off a Mountain Road. Don Coscarelli. These are all season 1, by the way, but the season 2 is just as good, in places. So this has got good performances by Bree Turner. Angus Scrimm shows up in this. There's like this really kind of fucking mad old man. But this follows a woman. She crashes her car late at night. She's on this remote kind of mountain road, and she comes across this disfigured kind of hulking serial killer. And it's so good. If you ever wanted to see a Don Coscarelli slasher film, then this is as close or as good as it gets. You know,
Angus Scrimm is so good in that.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He kind of steals the show in a way. You know,
his interaction with her is like he doesn't like sexy things.
He's in the killer's lair, isn't he? And we don't the twist to that character a bit later on, which I won't spoil. But it kind of, for me, it's got like a Jeepers Creepers feel to it as well. I don't know why. You know, technically there's nothing like it, but for me, I get like a Jeepers Creepers feel. But yeah, they're quickly free. I'll mention. I don't want to take everyone's.
Oh, no worries.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've not seen a single episode. I'm ashamed.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Well, the good thing about that is you'll get to experience it because, most of it's good. There's maybe 2 episodes, I'd say, in the run that were not great. But, I mean, the beauty of Masters of Horror for me was getting to see some of these directors do scripts and stories that they probably never would have gotten to do as a feature film. So I just loved the idea. I mean, Jennifer and Peltz, some of the craziest shit Dario Argento ever did. I mean,
God, Jennifer's like it's almost like a comic book. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of the old creep show comic book kind of story. But Lorne just said now, which I did have written down, but I forgot to say it. Incident is based off a Joe Lansdale story. But no, you've got family. There's lots I would recommend in the 2 series. If that's your thing, definitely check out Fear itself as well.
And John Carpenter's Cigarette Burns, which
that's very high up there as well. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people tended to think that he had long lost the magic at that point. Cigarette Burns is fantastic.
It's up there with some of his best work. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it is. It's something that a lot of people have slept on Masters of Horror. I remember it coming out and then buying the DVDs that had the trading card, which I still have, of the different directors back in the day. And I just, JG brings up Pro-Life. That was a controversial episode.
There was a Toby Hooper one that I didn't care for, to be honest. But
Dance of the Dead.
Yeah. But I got these sets, right? These are all battered sets, and I prefer them that way because they've had love. But I got these back in 2010, I want to say. I've got all 4. And they're just packed, man. Documentaries, like interviews with every single one. Some of them got audio commentaries. I love this series. That's why I brought it. I love this series. I really do.
I also have to throw out the Black Cat, another Stuart Gordon episode.
Yeah.
We see Jeffrey Combs playing Edgar Allan Poe.
And that version is actually better, I believe, than the Evil Eyes Dario Argento segment. I think that's one of the better Black Cat. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. And something like because also as Lorne had brought up, like some of these were adaptations of authors. There's The Washingtonians, which is a Bentley Little adaptation. Peter Medic directed that one, and it's like you want to see George Washington and the Founding Fathers as cannibals. The Washingtonians is pretty wild.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Didn't
he do Sounds Alike as well? Is that one called Sounds Alike?
Sounds Like, I believe he did direct that one.
Yeah. I like that one as well.
Yeah. The season 2, there's maybe a couple episodes that didn't quite, live up to some of the rest. But overall, when I kind of look through the list here, most of this I at least had a lot of fun. We did review them all on our channel a while ago. Homecoming, also very good. Dear Woman's pretty crazy.
Oh, John Landis. Yeah. I like that one.
And I'm glad JG brought up Fear Itself earlier, because there's some very good episodes of Fear Itself as well. Like, it was on network TV, so, you know, a little less, you know, on the sex side of things, but very good stories, and definitely not a show you want to sleep on. I wish they would bring Masters of Horror back. I think it's such a cool concept.
I think he talked about it at one point. Might have been like a year ago, maybe on a podcast or something. Mick Garris was literally asked that question. He said he's open, you know, to it. I don't know who you get. I don't know whether you get Daryl Argento now. They'll be in 85, and a few of them are going on now and in years.
They would probably
have to bring Eli Roth in and Rob Zombie maybe, and
yeah,
you know, that would be cool. Yeah,
I know not everybody loves Rob Zombie, but he talks about it all the time. He has all these concepts that the studio will turn down because it's just maybe too out there. You know, there's that famous story with 31 where he was pitching something else, and they were kind of like, they didn't quite see it in their head. And he's like, how about clowns killing people in a warehouse? There's like, there you go. We'll give you $1 million.
Believe it or not, I actually like that film, and I'm not like the biggest Rob Zombie fan, but I like 31. It's fun.
31's fun. Yeah.
But with Rob Zombie, though, you know, people are going to watch, even if they hate him, they're going to watch his films.
Oh, absolutely.
See, you know what he does and that.
And I think it would be kind of cool at this point to get those. Again, Master is always going to be debatable, but yeah, Rob Zombie, Eli Roth, it would get people excited.
People would be interested, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole new crop. I mean, I'd like to see them kind of carry on the tradition, because in the we also had Lucky McKee, Sick Girl at the time.
Yeah. Brilliant.
May had only been out a couple years or so when he did that. So, you know, I'm open to.
It's got like a porn actress in it, Misty Monday, I think, as well.
Not hardcore porn.
Not hardcore porn. No.
I love Misty and almost put her in a movie. It didn't work out. Yeah, she's interesting to work with. Our buddy Sean Donahue at Gator Blade Films still uses her. She still acts. So,
nice.
Yeah, I would love to have that back. It's just it's just so simple. Like, let's start adapting more books, more great short stories out there. Lansdale, you know, it could come up earlier, and I'm like, The Drive-In. Like, holy shit, how has that not been adapted? If you've read it, you know, like, there's just so much, and so much to mine out there.
There's endless possibilities. But do you think like the Creep Show series may have killed episodic TV in that kind of like horror shorts and what have you?
I hope not, because
the first one was good, wasn't it? The first TV series Creep Show was pretty good, but it just went downhill.
I actually liked most of it. I think, I mean, shit, they had an Evil Dead episode. They had, they did all sorts of really cool stuff. I mean, if you go back, like, we all love Tales from the Dark Side and everything. There were some episodes that weren't great. You know, it just, but you always had the next story. I just miss that era of television so much. Even stuff like Monsters, which is definitely a step down. You know, and if you go further back, Night Gallery, Dark Room, like some of the best horror ever was just, we need more of that. I would welcome a return for Masters of Horror, and it's been over 20 years now since that debuted, so I think there's a lot of nostalgia.
I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back pretty quickly as well. There's definitely an interest, like Mick Garris was saying. So fingers crossed.
And I'll be talking about that tomorrow on our show, because we're getting ready for that match, and we're doing a Creep Show franchise show. So
nice, man.
Check that out. Right. But go through Masters of Horror, Stone. I think you'll have a really good time. There's some excellent stories that they told.
I'll be surprised if you don't like a lot of the episodes. I'll be surprised.
Oh,
I was scanning through the episodes, while we're doing this, and I'm looking and I'm like, man, there might have been maybe one or two that weren't great. But
That's it, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, 26 episodes, the first two series. I want to say definitely there's like 15 very good ones, 2 exceptional ones.
Wow.
So
okay,
it's a good ratio, put it that way.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Fear Itself. Grab that DVD set. I think is pretty cheap. So
yeah, definitely.
So, all right.
Excuse me. Please step aside. I need to get through those doors.
Then, my fellow, we are at an impasse.
You see? It is our responsibility to guard Lord Slicklicky's doors.
Sounds like a crap job. It's hot as fuck out here. How did you get stuck doing this shit?
In life, we were 3 of the greatest storytellers the world had ever known. In death, yeah, we're doormen.
Must have done some pretty juicy stuff to get punished like this.
Someone dug up some 100-year-old racist tweets from back in the day.
Yeah. So, married my 13-year-old first cousin?
Turns out God wasn't a fan of the lesbian subtext of Hill House.
I did enjoy We Have Always Lived in the Castle, for what it's worth.
Artists damned to serve as gatekeepers for eternity. I feel for you. Still, gotta get through those doors so I can play Uno with the devil. This is where we're at.
Uno is a worse Eldritch horror than anything I ever dreamt of writing.
It's dreamed, Howard. For Christ's sake, you're an American.
Hey guys, can't you just chill with the rules of hell and all that and just help a brother out?
Well, I mean, there's one way.
That was the best segment yet, Lauren.
That's a cameo for you.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome. So what a lead in. I think that is my favorite segment of this year's story. So on October 10th, 1973, we had an ABC movie of the week that arrived, and it terrified an entire generation, and that is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yes.
So this was one of those movies. It's often compared to Charlotte Perkins Gilman's classic short story from 1892, The Yellow Wallpaper, which one of my personal favorite short stories. And this is one of those movies, even though I was born in the 80s, so I discovered it obviously later. It had the same effect on me that I think people that were around in 73 scared the shit out of me. Because it was just like, it's such a simple premise in a lot of ways. And I know there's a lot of criticism of Kim Darby's performance and the character, but I love this movie. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts because, it's just going to be a love fest on my end.
I'll go ahead. I saw this movie, I think, for the first time, maybe about the time the remake came out. There was a remake that came out in 2009.
Guillermo del Toro produced it. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, right?
It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful.
Yeah, I mean, like they updated
a hard movie to remake. Like it could really come off easy, and what'd you think of the original though?
I like the original. a lot. Kim Darby, I didn't really have a problem with her. I got a weird memory about Don't Be Afraid of the Dark because I remember liking it initially. And then when I thought I rewatched it, I didn't like it as much. And then I saw it again just last night, and it played for me as good as it did the first time. I mean, you have to look at it in the terms of when it was made and how it was released on television. Because, I mean, that's the thing is that it's like 74 minutes, 16 minutes for commercials. Actually, it would be super cool to watch it with original 73 commercials just to
I wish
have the perfect vibe for that. It's because some of those commercials were really dirty back in the day, believe it or not.
It's a great starter film, I think. A good starter horror.
Yes, it's a great gateway horror, as you could say, for I wouldn't say children necessarily, but what do you think?
I say show your kids.
Yeah, okay. It's safe enough to show your kids, yes. If it played on television in 1973, then oh yeah. The thing about Kim Darby is that, okay, I associate me not liking her because of True Grit back in '69, and they made the Coen brothers made a much better version of True Grit in 2010.
Really?
I thought her acting in this was okay. I mean, she didn't really annoy me. She didn't really, there were times where I thought that, maybe she didn't know what was going on because, of course, you can't see those little creatures when they were doing everything. And there's a lot of eeriness to it. There's a lot of shots I remember, like with the index or the encyclopedia or whatever that they're hiding behind. And the shots are so simple and yet so effective. And it's very good for a made-for-TV movie. I wouldn't say it's. Actually, yeah. That and Brian's Song, they're probably the two biggest TV movies ever made, and they came out the same year. So, I really like the original. And I love that house that they shot it inside too. Even the bathroom. There's something about those old houses that really stood out to me. And it's 74 minutes. Get in and get out. It's very, very effective. I love the brevity of it. And but yeah, I think I remember the remake just being very unnecessary and kind of okay, but just inoffensive.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about the remake. Guillermo del Toro was inspired by this film when he
didn't direct it.
No, he just produced.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I think some guy named Troy Nixie directed it. Yeah,
I think what something that you could show kids. This actually is a pretty scary ending too. Nobody would ever do that in any. I don't want to call this again a kids movie. Like, I think all of you out there, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark connected is what we're talking about. Hope you're doing well. Just the mood and the atmosphere in this, for me, it's just and the TV movies of the time, we were getting stuff like Gargoyles, which some people could criticize some of the dated stuff. Trilogy of Terror, like, we were getting a lot of really awesome TV movies that hold up so well, because if you were to take this concept now, it would feel very cheesy. Maybe fun, but it would feel very cheesy. You would have more of a full moon movie with just little monsters running around. I thought they were terrifying as a kid. Like, again, we all have the what's that noise in the basement, what's under the bed kind of thoughts when we're growing up. And I think this just perfectly nails that. And if you haven't seen it, you really should. It used to be on YouTube. Unfortunately, now I think with Vinegar Syndrome having it, you've either got their release or the Warner Archive release. But Darren, I'm curious, did you get to see it when you were young? I don't know if this had any kind of...
Yeah.
Oh,
so
awesome.
we didn't get them straight away. I'm 55 now, so I watched this, I want to say late 70s, maybe early 80s. Because I remember they were showing a lot of TV films at the time, like Salem's Lot. The one I really do like is Don't Go to Sleep. I think that's a fantastic TV movie. I think I was 82. Dark Knight the Scarecrow, obviously, as well. No, I remember really liking this back in the day. I think I found it really creepy and all that. Going back to it now, though, it does seem a little bit hokey, or quite a bit hokey. I think it works better early on when you think it could actually be like a poltergeist. I know you hear the voices at the start, but we're not sure who it is. But when they get revealed, it kind of goes down a bit for me. Because when it's the ashtray smashes and got all that, and it could be like another poltergeist film, it's pretty good. That's not to say I don't like it. I think It's goofy where you've got these like monsters with the oversized like straight razor, and I was giggling on. I shouldn't, but and they're so goofy and like unmenacing looking. But no, nostalgia plays a big part for me as well. So I do really like it. Going back to it was fun. It reminds me, I'm going to ask you about this because I've not seen this film in forever. There's a segment in there in Stephen King's Cat's Eye with Drew Barrymore. They're similar. Am I remembering rightly? I think.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, I was thinking that is very, very similar. You know, to where
I think,
what 10 years later.
Yeah. Well, a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always, I get it when you're dealing with like the pint-sized terrors, like there's that feeling like, well, you could just kick one of them or punt it out the window. But I think this showed you just enough. I mean, you never really just see them completely revealed anyways. It's always in the shadows. And,
like a split second. And
yeah, exactly. And I think the way they did it, it's, you know, it's not CG or anything. I mean, the way this movie came out too, it was tough because there was a writer's strike right after the script actually was completed. We were in the middle of a writer's strike, and the total production time from script approval, effects, casting, just everything was just a little over 2 weeks. So it was one of the quickest turnarounds ever for a TV movie. And I'd say they did a damn good job at the end of the day.
Right.
Felix Sela of Buck Rogers fame played one of the creatures, and I don't know, it really works. The Billy Goldenberg score I think is just pitch perfect.
Oh yeah, I like that score. Would you say though, playing this today to like 11, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11
That's what I wonder. That's what I
don't think it would play as well. I think because I went and saw a showing back when they redone The Exorcist in the theater. And there weren't youngsters there, but they were like 16, 17-year-olds just laughing. So I'm guessing they're gonna probably see this like that.
In the TikTok generation, I just think they would be too impatient.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Now I feel like that's still something though that's carried over. I think kids still are kind of afraid of the dark to a certain degree. Although the one new thing again is, well, they're just going to grab and play on their phone. So, you know, nightmare. Like I'll just reach right next to me and play with the iPhone. I guess
if you get them kind of young enough. Yeah, sorry, I was delaying.
Oh yeah, I was like 4 or 5 when I saw it. So
that's the perfect time I would say to watch it. Because I think once you hit that early teens, it's not going to work.
It's perfect for like Halloween viewing at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done trick or treating, you sit down and you watch Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It's not.
There's some great TV films as well. You think about Jewel. Yeah, but I love going back, and a lot of them are on YouTube, and watching them like recorded off the TV as well. It gives it a nostalgic feel as well. I think TV movies of that period are still underrated, and there's a lot that has not been released. There's
a ton.
Yeah, I mean, all those TV movie of the weeks. Yeah, I mean,
love them. Yeah.
The one I'll never forget is this one called Trapped with Josh Brolin's dad, James Brolin. Where he's mugged and he wakes up in a department store that's like been shut down and locked down for the night, and there's 6 Dobermans. That he has to somehow get around to get out of the store. Now that's
a good one.
Views Parallax mentioned Something Evil with Darren McGavin. I did an audio commentary on that one. Yeah,
that's Spielberg, I think.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Duel, Brian Song, and Don't Be Afraid of the Dark are like the 3 most famous TV movies ever made. Really. I mean, you could throw also in there The Day After.
Well, yeah, a good example of just the power of some Burning Bed, if you want to really get into like
the Burning Bed. Oh yeah, there's another one. Well, The Day After would be a perfect it'll be a perfect double feature with what's that one from the UK called Threads?
Threads.
Yeah. That's horrific.
There's a double feature
school.
right there. But yeah, all these old early 70s made for TV movies, they just I can't believe that nobody's bothered to try to release them in like a box set or something.
It's insane. There's Crowhaven Farms, another one. You've got Home
That's
for
another
the
one.
Holidays.
That Crowhaven Farm was put out on Blu-ray. Makeflix. That one is out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Home for the
Makeflix.
Holidays. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, I've seen all
that's got a Giallo vibe, man. That's like a slasher Giallo all in one.
Lorne brings up a good one, Satan's Triangle.
I've not seen that one.
There's an insane amount of these that haven't. There've been a few, like I said, Vinegar Syndrome's put out a few, Scream Factory's put out a few, but there's so much that's just unmined from the 70s and the early 80s in particular. Like TV movie, just some of that, especially when it comes to horror, that was on par with some of the great horror movies being released theatrically at the time. You beat me to it, JG. Dark Secret of Harvest Home. Holy shit.
That's actually shot on like 2 episodes in it. It's like a 3-hour thing, if I remember rightly.
My God, there's so much.
Sure. No, I think it's got to be the next thing that these like labels look into is some of these TV movies, because we're getting pretty much most of everything we want now. There are some exceptions, but they need to look into these a bit more. I don't know if it's a rights issue or what, but Bad Ronald, that's another great one, man.
That is on Blu-ray. You can get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is one called Crawl Space as well. Yeah.
I reviewed that for DVD Verdict back 15 years ago when that came out.
I need to see it. It's been such
Crawl
a long time.
Space. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, like, if you want to see some of this stuff, and I know people that are at these companies, start like requesting it. Hit those Facebook and Twitter pages and just request this stuff, because I would say, I mean, there's always international stuff that I'd like to see get a proper release, but I look at it, I mean, some of these great TV horror movies of the 70s and early 80s, that's like at the top of my list right now to see restored, but I don't know how well they sell. That's the stuff that we should be shouting from the rooftop, because
it's criminal that Don't Go to Sleep has not been watched by many people. You can see it, I think, on YouTube in very kind of bad condition, but that one was the one for me that horrified me. The whole twist, I won't say what it is, the fucking great twist in that film, but you've got the pizza cutter coming down the fucking banister, and that terrified me, man.
Oh yeah. And if you're just starting your journey, I mean, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is a fun one to start with. Lots of great The Signalman. There's a lot of great suggestions in the chat right now, so hopefully you guys got your pencils out, because TV horror is sadly overlooked, and it should not be. There's just too much greatness there. Put out some of them on a set. Like, I'm not saying that everything needs that 4K extras packed release. Just give us the films restored, and so
the rest as well. Lorne just mentioned, that's another good one.
Did you say you picked up the 4K for Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from Vinegar Syndrome? Because I think it's sold out.
Is it?
It might be sold out now. Oh, $50 on eBay.
Well, that doesn't eBay. Yeah, I don't think this is sold out. You can double check Vinegar Syndrome's website, but I thought it was still at 2,000 copies last I looked, which wasn't that long ago. I'd be surprised. And if it is, the standard should definitely not be sold out. But yeah, no, you should. If it is, I mean, I will say, hey, it's awesome. No, JG says still over 2,000 copies.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
that's just the eBay people. It should also be on sale come November. I believe it's been out long enough that you should be able to get a deal on it. So, yeah. Supposedly they were doing more TV stuff on that sub-label, so maybe we'll get lucky.
They bring one out now and again, don't they? But they just don't. A lot of the really good ones are just you never hear nothing of it.
It always kills me, like, when they announce the new stuff and, like, people will automatically shit on some of it. Now, I'm not saying it's all gold, but sometimes it'll be, like, some awesome horror movie just from an era that people aren't as familiar with, and it's just, they will shit all over it. And it's so frustrating to me. But yeah, don't be afraid of the dark. Check it out. Hopefully we'll get some more great TV horror released. So now we're going to talk horror movie. Well, horror movies. I went a little more true crime with mine, but based on true stories. I'm curious to see what you guys picked. So go for it.
Darren,
Stone or me? I don't mind. I'll go away.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Darren.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with the case of Anneliese Michael. She was a young woman from Klingenberg, Germany. She died after a series of kind of Catholic exorcisms. It was one of the most controversial cases of demonic possession in modern history. So she grew up, I'm just going to say a little bit about her and then I'll go into the film. So she grew up a devout Roman Catholic. At 16, she began having blackouts, convulsions, seizures. I think the doctors kind of like said it was epilepsy at one point. But her condition just kept getting worse. She was self-harming. And she got to a point where she couldn't even pick up a crucifix. And this is a girl who was going to church regular, devout Catholic. But after initial requests were denied because they were trying to get someone in from the church, and they analyzed her and all this, and they said, yeah. And she went through a series of 67 exorcisms, all about 4 hours at a time. If you go on YouTube, you can hear some of the audio from the exorcisms and some of the photos, and it's fucking horrific. But they made a few films. So obviously they made a few films. The first one being The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Nose are clear there, but and this one I like. I don't love it. But it's 2005. It's loosely based on the original case. It's told kind of in flashbacks and where her parents were taken to court and these priests were taken to court. They eventually got off, I think, with suspended sentences or what have you. But this covers all that. It's not bad as it is. It's a decent watch and all that. But the main one I want to mention, and no one I know ever brings this film up, Requiem.
Yeah.
This is absolutely fucking amazing. So this is released in 2006. It's a German language film. It's the most realistic portrayal of the case, even though it's not a horror film. You got the lead actress, Sandra Huller. She plays Michaela, who they slightly changed the name. And it's her first movie role. And it's like an Oscar-winning performance. It really is. It captures the time period perfectly. But you will have to read the film. I know that could be a problem with some people. But if you're skeptical about the case, I would urge you to watch this. And maybe you might change your mind. So
I could probably pitch that to people, not to interrupt you, but Sandra Huller, the star Sandra Huller, she was just in Project Hail Mary. She's a German actress that's been around for a while, but
she is outstanding in this.
She is, yeah.
Just the way she plays that character, it's almost a perfect portrayal. And I've read up on the case and all that. It really is horrific. I've got another quick one, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, Pajama Girl case. This is a 70s giallo film based on a true story. So you've got the Pajama Girl murder. It's an Australian criminal case from 1934, and it involves the murder of Florence Linda Agostini. So what happened? They found a badly burned body of this young woman. And it was found in a stormwater drain in New South Wales in Australia. and it was so badly decomposed where someone had burnt the body, and no one knew who it was, and there was no way of finding out who this woman was. And it's a very famous case where they even went to the point where they put this dead body in a glass kind of box so everyone could go and see and try to identify her. And it took 10 years. It literally took 10 years to solve the case. And it was her husband at the time, Tony Agostini. He was an Italian Australian, and he confessed to a killing. He said they had a really bad argument. And I think he was just tormented and panicked by what happened, that eventually he had to confess. But don't sit on this one. If you're into, not even, if you're into giallo films, but if you're into true crime, this is a fantastic standalone. So yeah, that's my two.
Great suggestions. Sandra Hüller is just getting like the attention now in the States because she's had a couple Oscar nominated performances, and then Project Hail Mary.
I didn't even know that, Dan. I didn't even know that. When I said that's an Oscar-winning performance, I had no idea. I need to see some of the latest stuff.
You'd probably like Anatomy of a Fall, which was nominated a couple years back. Yeah. She's finally breaking out. It took 20 years, but great German actress.
Yeah.
Stone, I'm very curious to see what you picked.
Oh, and real quick, was she also in The Zone of Interest? Was that the same actress? That's what I thought. Yeah.
Also an amazing movie.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right. Well, I have two here. One, I think, is one of the greatest horror films ever made. And the other one, which I'm about to talk about, is, I think, one of the worst ever made. And so just to give you an idea. On August 22nd, 1979, in Dallas, Texas, Private Detective William Deere received a call from a locally well-known surgeon named Dr. Melvin Gross. My nephew has disappeared, Dr. Gross told Deere. A week earlier, 16-year-old James Dallas Egbert III had vanished from the campus of Michigan State University. Small-boned and looking much younger than his age, Egbert, known as Dallas, was a precocious high achiever with a high IQ who was already a sophomore at the college, majoring in computer science. In his dorm room, he left a short but troubling note, quote, "To whom it may concern, should my body be found, I wish it to be cremated," unquote. Oh, on his cork board, he created an arcane arrangement of push pins. Could it be a map? The campus cops wondered. Why were several pins configured into the rough shape of a pistol? Having just returned from solving an extortion case in Tokyo, Deere was reluctant to take the case on, but there was something about Dallas that drew him in, mainly the student's young age. Deere himself had an 11-year-old son. After meeting with Dallas's parents, Jim and Anna Egbert, at their home in Dayton, Ohio, he took the job. And Deere quickly formed a picture of Dallas as a profoundly troubled, lonely young man. The combination of burdensome parental expectation and the pressure cooker atmosphere of college had left him even with depression. He was bisexual, which Deere believed he had trouble coming to terms with. He also heavily used marijuana, cocaine, and according to one college friend, quote, some stuff he cooked up himself, unquote, including PCP. But it was another revelation that hooked the investigator most deeply. Dallas played a game called Dungeons and Dragons. And yes, the movie I'm talking about, it stars Tom Hanks, and it's called Mazes and Monsters. It was made for TV in 1982, but this is not one of the good made-for-TV horror films. No, this is this is a pretty horrid movie. Although, to be fair, in Hanks's defense, this is actually a pretty cool Blu-ray from what is it? Plumeria in the UK. Yeah, and this actually has a pretty good audio commentary too. I don't know if it's still available, but yeah, it was inspired by this college student who evidently played Dungeons and Dragons, and he went off the. He basically lost his marbles, pun intended. And the woman that wrote the book, Rona Jaffe, she basically just did this scare thing where she used his death to write this ridiculous novel to suggest that Dungeons and Dragons is a dangerous game to play, Satanic Panic. That it really all started with Mazes and Monsters. And you watch the movie and you think, oh man, Tom Hanks is really struggling to emote in this movie. It's kind of fascinating to see Tom Hanks really struggling to emote of all people in the world. And I mean, the movie, it's I wouldn't even say it's watchable unless you get it on physical media and watch it with the commentary, because it is so laughable and so ridiculous and so low budget. And it of course has this propaganda element that suggests that, every which way, oh yeah, this game is to blame the game, blame the game, blame the game, when there was really a lot of other factors in this student's life that basically drove him over the edge, sadly. But, back then they just felt the need to blame Dungeons and Dragons for that. So it's, don't.
It's an odd scapegoat.
What's up?
An odd scapegoat. Yeah.
A very, very odd scapegoat. Yes. I don't think it's worth seeing. If you really want to watch it, it's on YouTube. But I will tell you this. It's not the worst film that Tom Hanks has made. You try watching those movies that he made with Ron Howard, The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Insects, and those, they made a trilogy of those movies. They made a shit ton of money, but Mazes and Monsters is actually more watchable than all three of those movies. And those
are worried
there,
because I thought you was going to say He Knows You're Alone, his first ever film, because I really like that one. I thought you were going to say that's his worst.
The weird thing about He Knows You're Alone is that his scene is the only memorable scene in the movie, I think. And it's kind of
a Halloween
ironic.
ripoff. Yeah.
It's kind of ironic, how he's commenting on the psychology of fear, because that's what he's studying. And what I understood was he was supposed to be killed by the killer, but they didn't do it because Hanks was too likable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
But
knew
Mazes
they had
and
like a
Monsters,
star. Yeah.
But in Mazes and Monsters, he's just like in zombie mode half the movie. The only historically interesting thing is because the climax takes place on the World Trade Center, where Tom Hanks, it suggests that he's about to jump and he's got magic and spells that'll help him fly or whatever. It's just, oh God, it's an embarrassment. It really is an embarrassment.
The story sounds good, though. The actual crime story sounds good.
It's a lot more interesting than what they ultimately blamed it on. And here again, I blame the author for stewing all that up in the first place. But the other movie I had in mind that I was going to talk about based on a true story was The Entity.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
This is one of the all-time greats. Martin Scorsese actually called this one of the scariest movies he'd ever seen. He put it above The Shining and The Exorcist. And it's about based on the true story of a woman in the 1970s who claimed to be sexually assaulted by an invisible person. There's no evidence, evidently, that she got sexually assaulted, but apparently it got UCLA involved, and they started studying her. And basically, what the evidence that they found was that apparently, there was something assaulting her. They couldn't really figure it out what, but the movie with Barbara Hershey is it's brilliant.
She's amazing.
It's terrifying. It is.
It's really beyond terrifying, because the thing is, even if you don't believe what she's going through actually happened, it's still too scary in its concept that it would affect anybody. And then that's the thing. Ron Silver and Barbara Hershey, they're both brilliant. And there's also an audio commentary on this Blu-ray, which I think is out of print now, sadly. I mean, this is probably going for very expensive, but there is a great audio commentary with Daniel Creamer, who also wrote the book about the director, Sidney J. Furie, Life and Films. And I have a copy of that book, actually. Part of the reason was because The Entity drove me to read more about the director. And now I like a lot of the films from Sidney J. Furie, all because of The Entity, which I think is one of the all-time greats. But so here again, if you watch Mazes and Monsters, watch it on TV. Don't bother with the book. This one, on the other hand, I'd say watch the movie before you read the book. And
it's a must-see horror movie.
It's a 10 out of 10. It really is.
Yeah, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
I watched that very young when it first came out, and oh man,
wow.
It's up there. It's up there with The Exorcist for me. I knew you were going to be covering it because I thought about doing it myself. But what's strange about that case is she's still alive, I believe, and she's never had any publicity about the case. She's always said that 100% this happened. And I've read up a little bit on it too, and I do believe, you know, I know it sounds out there when you see everything that goes on, but I tend to believe her. I really do.
Yeah, no, it's a fascinating case to dive into, and Barbara Hershey is just perfect, beautiful, just
one of the great performances. Yeah.
So I've got a couple films 10 years apart, but same director, Justin Kurzel, and the first one I'll talk about is Snowtown, also the Snowtown Murders. And this is from 2011, again, director Justin Kurzel. And this is based on the Snowtown murders, which was also known as the Bodies in Barrels murders, which were committed by John Justin Bunting and others, which, you know, I'll talk about. This was one of the most famous and longest cases in the history of the Australian legal system. The murders occurred between August 1992 and May 1999 in and around the Adelaide, South Australia area. And it was so bad that the town of Snowtown considered changing the name, despite only one actual killing happening there. This movie, which there's a lot to the case, but Bunting got a hold, and he was a very charismatic figure who got in the heads of a lot of including the main character in the movie, Lucas Pittaway, who is brilliant. He plays the character, the real life Jamie Vlasakis, and I'm sorry about mispronouncing some of these names probably, but he becomes the boyfriend of the mother, and I've got to dance around because there's a lot of YouTube stuff that I can't say on YouTube, but this movie's got triggers for everything. I would pitch it as like domestic hell. Every bad thing that you could imagine happens in this family, and Bunting gets in there and he convinces a lot of these people to help him murder. He hated homosexuals, he hated drug addicts, and he would convince them to kill some of these people based on no evidence at all that they were pedophiles, which in the movie, that's fairly easy for him to get a hold of Jamie because the previous stepfather had assaulted him. So this movie is so disturbing and so well made. It doesn't go too deep into the torture. Again, if you look into the actual case, it's horrific, some of the shit that they did. But this is really more quiet, and I have never seen acting this good and this realistic. I just thought that I was watching the real people. Lucas Pittaway is great as Jamie. Daniel Henshaw, who plays John Bunting, the mastermind behind these murders, is next level. If you want to talk Oscar worthy, it's one of those movies you watch and you're just thinking, how the hell were they not recognized? It's, in my opinion, perfect. If you are even casually interested in true crime, you have to see Snowtown Murders. It is just a masterclass in just real world nastiness and how it really just blows up. And I don't want to spoil everything because, like I said, if you dive into the case itself, the mother's involvement and all of these different side people and how they would take on the identities of the people they killed to collect their pensions or Social Security to kind of fund their murder, the enterprise. It's really wild. And it's a case I'm sure very well known in Australia, but maybe not so much here. Like I said, IFC put this out in 2011, which is where some people may have rented it, but it just got a new Blu-ray from the Vinegar Syndrome sub-label. See it. It is so fucking good.
I just wrote it down now because you've got me very interested in that one.
You will absolutely love it. It's very downbeat. It's not a happy movie.
Yeah,
so
I'm definitely interested in that.
Yeah, I would be shocked if you didn't love it, Darren. I think it's right up your alley. And this director, 10 years later in 2021, makes another masterpiece that is just as good, if not even better, and that is Nitram. So this is actually based on the Port Arthur massacre, which was a mass shooting incident that happened on April 28th, 1996 at Port Arthur, a tourist destination in the Australian state of Tasmania. The shooter, Martin Bryant, killed 35 people and seriously wounded another 23. This was the deadliest massacre in modern Australian history. And it is very notable for leading to Australia's very strong gun restrictions. So, again, if you're in Australia, this is very well known. I don't know quite how well known it is here in America. I didn't really know a whole lot about it before the film. And this is another one. Caleb Landry Jones plays Martin Bryant. They never actually use that name. This is a movie that really kind of follows his life and what led to the massacre rather than the massacre itself. It doesn't get into the trial. It shows a little bit of the shootings, but it's not something where we're just watching, murder on screen. It's mostly a drama that really focuses on Caleb Landry Jones, and he is fucking amazing. It's another one, like, how this guy didn't get an Oscar for this, I don't know. Yes, the Port Arthur massacre case, JG. Ezzie Davis plays this heiress who befriended him. This is all true. The movie's very accurate. There's some stuff it doesn't show, but it's very accurate. This character, serious, obviously mental issues, who's never destined to lead a normal life. And what's really eerie about this, and I did not know this when I first saw this movie, it opens up with real news footage from 1979, I believe, of him in the hospital being interviewed by a local news station as a child because he had injured himself. He had an obsession with fireworks, which when you watch the movie, you'll kind of see. And he had injured himself, and you're hearing from the actual guy. which is super eerie when you see what followed after this. Ezzie Davis is brilliant. She plays the heiress who befriends him and gives him her fortune, basically, which also leads to not such great things. His parents, Anthony LaPaglia, plays his dad. He's amazing as always, and the great Judy Davis plays his mother. If you like true crime, the Port Arthur case is sort of really, I think, the ultimate true crime case in Australian history, because it just totally changed things when it came to the law in that country. And nobody's seen this movie. It came out in 2021, so it's a time where I think, COVID and everything, and it just kind of slipped under the radar. Both of these movies would be a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, easy. Wow. Like, the second those credits come up, I'm like shaking. It's so fucking good. And Caleb Landry Jones, some of the best acting you'll ever see. COVID hit, and he had to be, he was confined to a hotel room because production obviously couldn't go on. And he develops this Australian accent that even some of the Australian actors said, like, we could have believed he was Australian. That's just how good he is, and how he just disappears into this role of Martin Bryant. And like I said, I'm skimming over some of the case. I'd be here all day running down the whole case, but absolutely amazing. If you are a true crime fan, once again, Snowtown or Snowtown Murders and Nitram, both of these films, same director. Ezzie Davis, I was about to say the mother from The Babadook, so you know how good she is. Yeah, check it out. It just doesn't have eyeballs for some reason.
I think it might be the name, because Nitram is not the best name, is it, for a film? It doesn't tell you that it's like a true crime or anything.
No, and yeah, like I said, it's a bad time for a movie to, come out.
Yeah.
So check it out, Darren. I'm very curious to get your guys'
I've written both of them down. I'm down for that. Even covering them at some point.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you and Dirk will probably have a good time talking about them. I will say again, if you're upset by there's triggers for everything in these movies. They're not particularly, I'd say, graphic, but there's sexual violence, there's animal stuff, there's everything. So, beware. You might have a rough night at the movies. There's a lot. But yeah, so those are my picks for tonight. I'll throw a few rapid fire ones. I'm not going to talk about these movies, but I'll just, if you're making a list in the chat, Compliance. This is bonkers that this is based on a true. Oh, there you go. Stone saw it. Compliance. You cannot even believe that this movie is based on a true story. It is insane. I would also throw out Jim Van Beber's Manson Family. Not for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is fantastic. Also, I reviewed this movie, so you can probably go back and check it out. But Holy Spider. This is stellar, and it doesn't get talked about enough, even though it got a lot of award season love. My Friend Dahmer, which is really interesting, very similar to Nitram in the sense that it doesn't really get into the killing so much. It's just Dahmer's life. And this is based on a graphic novel of a guy who went to school with Dahmer, so actually had interactions with him. This is quite good. And last, even though this isn't technically a BTK movie, it's basically telling that story, The Clove Hitch Killer. Also very good.
Great story as well.
Yeah, very good. So there you guys go. Oh, I'm glad to see some of you have watched some of these movies.
Compliance, yeah. Compliance will blow your mind, man.
Compliance.
I couldn't believe, excuse me, I couldn't believe what I was looking at when I was watching that, like thinking, yeah, and you realize the original story is a little even worse than that. Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it's a tough one, but it's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so is Snowtown Murders and Nitro. they're not easy watches. But,
some great picks there, mine, between the three of us. Like The Entity, fantastic pick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you guys should have a good list of movies to enjoy and feel miserable about. Darren, if you can talk Dirk into it, Nitram and Snowtown Murders, I think you guys have a very interesting show on those two.
Yeah, well, I'd be down for that, definitely.
Hopefully you'll be welcome as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, I'm down. So, guys, anything to promote before we bow out here?
Well,
funny enough. Go on, sorry.
Do we have another movie? We have Wake and Fright.
We still have. We still have one more. We have one more. Yeah,
there you go, Lorne. And I'm looking at it. I did the research on this one, but
I did see it.
Okay, Lorne, do we have another clip? Maybe he's out of clips. I'm dead now, so he can't.
It's okay. It's okay. No, I could just talk about it here real quick. But one of the great movies of Australian cinema, and it was lost for actually nearly 30 years. I mean, it's insane. But back in 1971, we had a movie called Wake and Fright. And yes, that is indeed Donald Pleasance from the Halloween series. And this was directed by Ted Kotcheff, who also directed the very first Rambo movie, First Blood. And honestly, I think that's the best Rambo film by far, in my opinion. But yeah, he was a Canadian, but he actually directed this. This and Walkabout, directed by Nicholas Roeg. These two are considered like the cornerstone of Australian cinema. This was even before Picnic at Hanging Rock. And essentially, it's raw and brutal in its depiction of outback country drinking culture in the 1970s. Wake and Fright is an uncompromising landmark of Australian cinema. John Grant, played by Gary Boyd Bond, is a bored school teacher working in the remote outback, stops overnight in the frontier mining town of Bundanyaba on his way back to Sydney for the Christmas holidays. After he loses all his savings in a bad gambling bet, Grant finds himself marooned and swept up in a vortex of a succession of hard drinking, hard living, and crude men, led by Doc, played by Donald Pleasance, who threatens to make him just as crazy, drunk, and violent as they are. The big controversy about Wake and Fright is that it actually showed at the time some actual kangaroo killings on camera. Very, very brutal in its depiction of kangaroo killing. And the producers insisted the footage be included because they wanted to change what was going on in Australia. And it did, for the better. You know, I mean, it's now very much illegal. But yeah, you actually see these guys getting drunk and murdering kangaroos. And it is very hard to watch. I mean, I said that when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, this is traumatizing. I mean, if you're an animal lover, you know, I know that, you know, this is probably like, you know, your last straw. You won't go into this territory. I completely understand that. This is not Cannibal Holocaust. Okay. This is this is something that, you know, was very much I think inspired by Hitchcock, like being alone out in the middle of nowhere and you have absolutely no way to get to point B or wherever you need to go. I mean, it makes me think of the famous sequence in North by Northwest where Cary Grant is like, you know, just in the middle of the Iowa farm fields. There's nobody around for miles and everything. And, well, something comes out that he realizes is about to kill him. So, but I mean, this is a brand new Arrow 4K Blu-ray. right here, and it has quite a few bonus material, different from the previous ones, but there's at least 2 commentaries, one of which was recorded last year with author Peter Galvin, who wrote the book The Making of Wake and Fright and Return to the Yaba, a featurette tracking down the film's Broken Hill locations. And also there's like 15 new interviews on this thing. This is an upgrade, and it's packed with bonus features. I mean, I think it's one of the best horror films ever made. I mean, it's one of the best Australian films, I think, certainly. And it's one for the ages. I mean, if you see it, you will never ever forget it. And especially, I mean, Donald Pleasance. He just, when he gets out the beer and the rabbit meat or the kangaroo meat, and he doesn't know it's kangaroo meat yet, it just it lulls you into this this environment that is, terribly hot and terribly oppressive. And, the Outback, of course, was, utilized for the Wolf Creek films, too, which those are based on true stories as well.
Think of it as a prequel to Halloween. Loomis was just partying it up in Australia.
Yeah, he was enjoying his beer. He was definitely enjoying his beer. I could definitely tell that and everything.
I'm interested that you call it a horror film, because
really,
I don't know. I thought it was like borderline, kind of
borderline. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Wake and Fright, sir?
Right. So I've seen this before. I really like this a lot. It's based on a novel, isn't it, by Kenneth Cook?
Yep. Yep.
It's got that kind of desolate Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel where you can feel the heat, can you? You just it's perfect in that regard. The guy Gary Bond, I think, is absolutely superb. I think he actually kind of like goes toe to toe with Donald Pleasant at times.
It was supposed to be Michael York. He turned it down.
Was it really?
Kangaroo stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they went with Bond though, because he fucking nails it. Wake and Fright, right? The title. So I'm presuming, is that to do with the scene where? So there's a scene where they both get completely blind drunk, and Donald Pleasant's character comes onto him a little bit. I think it's implied anyway.
It's implied.
But then he wakes up literally knowing that Donald Pleasant has done something to him. That's definitely there. And I think that's where the title comes in, I think, or I don't know, but man,
he's just living in a shack in the middle of the desert,
just fucking living on the elements, and it just captures everything like in the Australian kind of outback of that time, the gambling scene that goes on as well in these pubs where they're literally just gambling on heads or tails. It's like Stone said, I think it's one of the best films ever made. I don't know if I'd call it an 8-8 horror film, but you got a man fighting a fucking kangaroo and slitting a kangaroo's throat. For real, man. And it's just insane. But to say I like it might be, because I certainly don't get off on any of that animal violence and shit. But in terms of like a well-made, like just captures that time period, everything superbly, then this is like a fucking 9, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
It took him a long time, because it was many years that this was kind of the great Australian lost film until they recovered the archives. I know part of the issue is the 2 production companies involved with it just died, and then things got lost. It felt like it was going to be lost forever, but they were able to recover everything. And I think the Draft House Blu-ray, I haven't gotten the new release yet, but it was like the first time a lot of people got to see it. And the United Artists in the US, they had no faith in this. They put it in one theater in New York on a Sunday, I think. And it was, I think, initially released in the US as Outback. A lot of notable things about it. It was the film debut of Jack Thompson, who went on to be a big star in Australia. And oddly enough, this movie did inspire somebody. So seated behind the director, Ted Kochev, at the Cannes screening of this was a really loud and enthusiastic man who was loving the movie. And it ended up being a still fairly unknown Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
Who 5 years later, of course, Taxi Driver, he's on top of the world. But he, only had one movie out, I believe, at that time that didn't do so well. So yeah, it did inspire him. And there is a 2017 miniseries.
Yeah, it got decent reviews, but not great.
Yeah, I still need to check. I haven't watched the miniseries, but yeah, it was a commercial failure in Australia. They didn't like the portrayal of outback life, and again, obviously the kangaroo stuff. It makes me always think of it because Ted Kochev is an interesting director. Of course, Canadian director, chosen to make this very uniquely Australian film. And I know he said like it was intimidating because Canadian, he doesn't know the Australian culture. But I think he did an amazing job. Odd career that he's had because First Blood, of course, is amazing. He also directed Weekend at Bernie's and like Christmas stuff like Borrowed Hearts. But there's a lot of good movies. I mean, North Dallas 40, Split Image, Winter People. Like he made some really good films, but Wake and Fright might be the best.
Oh, yeah. He also did Uncommon Valor with Gene Hackman and Switching Channels with Burt Reynolds and Christopher Reeve. And his last movie was actually with Dolph Lundgren called The Shooter. But yeah, he directed a bunch of movies in the 70s and the 80s.
He just passed last year.
He did. Yeah, sadly, he passed away last year at the age of 94. Yeah.
Wow.
He had just turned 94, and then he died three days later.
Yeah. I thought it was also interesting. His wife at the time, Sylvia Kay, plays the main, well, really the only actress in this movie, which had to be awkward casting your wife as sort of the town slut. But he did.
There's a few characters, like I recognize a few of the actors in this from like Australian soap operas of the time. So when I first saw it, I'm like, I only seen them in, daytime soap operas, but every performance is bang on in this. Like you say, that the one woman in it, Pleasance, just fucking, it's got to be one of his best. I can't think of anything better, really.
It's funny. There's probably a lot of people watching this podcast that just pretty much only know him for Loomis, and it's like this guy has had one hell of a.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of his horror films from the 70s, they hold up very well. Deathline, 1972, The Pied Piper. I mean, yeah, he just did so much stuff in the 70s. He went
to Italy as well. He did Off Balance for Diodato.
Right.
And I think he did another genre called Nothing Underneath as well in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much to discover from Donald Pleasance. Great villain too. So dive into his career. He wasn't just Loomis.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, Wake and Fright, this is fully restored. It couldn't look any better as far as I'm concerned in this Arrow 4K Blu-ray. It's fully restored, and thankfully it's finally here for people to treasure. When it was thought lost, I
had no idea that it was lost for like 30 years until you said.
It's insane. And then, like I said, 40 some years after it came out, it finally went back to Cannes for a rescreening. Yeah, it's sensational, but definitely check it out and buy it if you like it because it's awesome.
Definitely.
So I think we got all our topics in. Guys, do you have anything you want to promote before we bow out?
Well, Sunday night, Darren and Dirk and I will be talking about the Patrick movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the Patrick movies on Sunday, probably about 7 p.m. Eastern time.
I might have to get back to you on the time because the World Cup finals on. So, but it'd only be like a few hours.
Oh yeah.
Late. If I change it, see how it goes.
Yeah,
but,
and we're going to talk about the original Patrick from 1978, directed by Richard Franklin. The infamous sequel, quote unquote, Patrick Still Lives,
Can't wait,
from
man.
1980, and
definitely
also
not an official sequel.
no. And also the 2013 remake with Rachel Griffiths. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that stream, actually. I've never seen Patrick Still Lives. I've seen the original Patrick, but it's been so long. I've seen it when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Another Australian film.
Oh yeah.
And the remake, I've known nothing about the remake going in, so that's going to be a completely new watch.
Oh, it's going to be a great conversation.
So yeah, that's
I'm really
on the channels.
forward to it.
Sunday. I'm trying to think if we got anything else planned. I think we're going to be doing the Blind Date series the week after with Jesssicica. She's going to be.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So again, yeah, you guys are always welcome. Whenever you see a stream you fancy, just tell me, and that's that.
What are you doing next Sunday again?
So we're doing the Blind Dad series.
The Blind Dad series?
Blind Dad, yeah. It's like Spanish zombie film. I don't know whether it'd be your thing, mine, Stone.
I don't know. You might like the first one, maybe.
I would watch them first, mate, or watch one of them first and then see how you feel rather than commit yourself.
Yeah, no, I love those movies. So our big thing, well, we will be live Flesh Wound features here on YouTube. Tomorrow we'll have our Creep Show franchise show. So we're going to talk all things Creep Show, the first two classic movies, the one we wish didn't exist, the third film, and Tales from the Dark Side. And we're going to be joined by special guest JD Horror, who will be competing in the Creep Show Anthology Deathmatch, which will be at You've Got a Death Curse, our live pro wrestling tribute to the summer slashers that you love. And that will be live July 19th, Sunday, at the Reina Dome in Corona, California. It's going to be a great event. We hope you guys enjoy it. And it's all leading up October 3rd, last tournament on the left, too. And that is going to be one to see. It's going to be very controversial, and a lot of big things are going to be going down with Flesh Wound Features. So check it out, fleshwoundfeatures.com for tickets.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's all I've got. Lorne, are you still there? Can you cut us out here? Maybe. I don't know.